My name is Dr. Jerry Taylor. I'm a naturopathic medical doctor. My primary focus is biomedical medicine, which relates to autism, the autism spectrum and related disorders, relates to autoimmune disease, chronic degenerative disease, from sniffles and allergies all the way to autoimmune disease and cancer. Natural vitamins and minerals benefit the health system by providing the resources that our bodies need to function at a subcellular level. Most people in America just do not eat right. They don't eat healthy. The food is not nutrient-dense food, so we're getting a very high calorie ratio to nutrient density ratio. Nutritional supplements and vitamins provide those resources that we need to make up the difference. My choice of metabolic resources for that indication are BrainChild Nutritionals. If we can provide the cell what it needs to function, then it drives the tissue function, the organ function, the system function at optimal levels, and we don't have illness, we have health. BrainChild Nutritionals are a liquid vitamin and mineral supplement that provides the metabolic resources that the body needs to function at a subcellular level. Not only do they provide those resources, but they provide them in a way that is very readily available to the body. There are two factors that are important to me. One is absorption. So it's a very high absorption rate. Number two, it has to be bioavailable. What I mean by that is not only does it have to get into the body, it has to get into the cell where it's going to actually be used by the cell. The bioavailability rate is as high as the absorption rate. So basically it's immediately available once it absorbs into the body. And when that happens, the body starts to function and people start to get well, period. It's been shown in study after study after study that liquids are more absorbable than any other form of supplementation. My criteria for supplementation is, number one, the highest quality raw material. It has to be started with the highest quality raw material. The processing method has to be minimal and very carefully done in order not to destroy the product they started with. Number three, the informed product makes a huge difference in how it affects the body and how the body metabolically interacts with it. My number one choice is liquid. BrainChild Nutritionals is run by people that care. They care. They care like I care. Their philosophy and my philosophy are aligned. And so I'm very comfortable with that. I have a high level of trust there. Their focus is to provide the products that will work to help people heal their bodies. That's why I do what I do. I'm here to help people learn how to heal their bodies. And BrainChild Nutritionals is the best product that I have found after testing hundreds of products to do just that. I originally began using the BrainChild Nutritionals with the children in my practice who are on the autism spectrum. Over a very short period of time, I realized that if these products are good enough to work in bodies that do not function and provide the resources for them to be able to heal themselves, then these will work for every human on the planet. So I began to recommend them to my older patients, teenagers and adults and geriatric patients. And I began to receive verbal feedback from the individuals that were using them. And everybody stopped using all the other multivitamins and started using only BrainChild Nutritionals, and I really couldn't keep them on the shelf after that. And I saw huge benefits for people's overall health and well-being. And I received verbal feedback, and what they did was they stopped using any of the other alternative multivitamins and minerals that they were using because the differences they noticed were really quite drastic. I would tell me that they were night and day. I chose to use the BrainChild Nutritionals solely because I have seen the benefits from taking the BrainChild Nutritionals across the board in my practice. And I carried a few on my shelf until I started seeing the vast differences in efficacy between the BrainChild Nutritionals and any other form that I carried, and even tried other liquids that didn't work even half as good, in my opinion. Plus, the feedback from my patients was telling me that the BrainChild Nutritionals were orders of magnitude better than anything that they were using. The over-the-counter supplements are pretty much ineffective. I would never recommend that for my patients. Nonetheless, I recommend these supplements, and to a lot of people they seem like it's quite a large capital investment, but once they start taking them, they come back and they don't stop taking them. The benefit I've seen for my patients from taking the BrainChild Nutritionals is that they get well. Their bodies start to function the way they're supposed to function, and their body has the resources now to function from taking the BrainChild Nutritionals, and they heal, they get well. every single one of my patients that I've recommended the BrainChild Nutritionals to, every one of them have benefited. Not just the children with autism, but adults with depression and anxiety, adults with bipolar, adults with irritable bowel, adults with lupus, adults with fibromyalgia, with arthritis, with diverticulitis, with any kind of condition that you can imagine. I see pretty much everything because I do biomedical intervention with autoimmune, neurodegenerative, chronic degenerative diseases. Every single patient that I've ever recommended the BrainChild Nutritionals has given me personal feedback that they have benefited dramatically from taking the BrainChild Nutritionals. If there's one thing that I would like for you to take away from my thoughts today, is that BrainChild Nutritionals, in my opinion, provide the very best quality product to provide the body with the metabolic resources it needs to heal from just about any condition that you can imagine. That's my primary recommendation for supplementation. I'm not a big believer that there's a magic bullet out there that fixes us. So unlike a lot of doctors that will recommend this product to treat that, and that product to treat this, and this product to treat that, we have to have a big picture understanding and vision of the body. The body is a single unit. The body is a very dynamic metabolic unit, and it requires a lot of metabolic resources globally to be able to function. BrainChild Nutritional should be the first choice for everybody to provide those metabolic resources so that you can start focusing on the core issue behind any kind of chronic degenerative disease or pathology in any way, shape, or form. If we can focus on the metabolic function and upregulate the body's ability to function on its own, then we can improve detox pathways. We can improve the anti-inflammatory properties and ability of the body. We can improve the body's production of glutathione and do it in a global manner so we can address the core issue behind all diseases. I plan on using BrainChild Nutritionals continuously for all of my patients. It's a great product. I love the people behind the product. I love the product. I love the results. I know they work, and I've found nothing better.